2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, I mean thrilled, to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Tonight, we'll see the Golden State Warriors as they play against the Indiana Pacers. Taking a look at the Pacers, playing above 500 in the last few weeks. Not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. And as we march toward the end of the regular season, Shaq, I want your opinion on veterans being rested in back-to-back games.
You know, Ernie, hear a lot of people complain, but let me tell you, from personal reasons, it's the right thing to do in some cases, especially for the older teams to have a real shot to win a championship. Popovich has been doing it. Look how many rings he got. Well,
there's been a lot of talk about extending the regular season and taking away some of those back-to-back games. But it's like bowling, Ernie. I'm a good bowler. Like, you're using your right arm a lot, and sometimes you need to rest it. You can't just start bowling with your left. So, for me, I bowl a perfect game twice in my life. I'm only using right hand. You need that rest.
That was the worst analogy I ever heard in my life.
No, yeah, I think so, too. How good a bowler are you, Kenny?
I'm probably like a 190 bowler.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, consistent.
I don't buy that either.
Me either.
Okay.
Are you a good bowler, Shaq?
Yep, good serial bowler.
Oh!
The Golden Gate Bridge, not only a national treasure, but a busy thoroughfare as well. We've got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. The home of the Warriors, live on 2K Sports. And a one-game homestand for the Warriors, as Golden State will try to recharge their batteries on their home court. This is a hot team. They currently hold the best record in the entire NBA.
And they've enjoyed success in this matchup, winning the two previous games. A chance to close it out here with a win. You gotta like their chances.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Greg. I mean, they've had a clear advantage in this matchup. Because of that, they've got to be feeling pretty good about their chances here tonight.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Pacers, Paul George is out there with Allen. Then there's Hill. Then there's Ellis. And it's Mahinmi in at the 5 spot. And guys, I would have to say one of the most underrated defensive players in the NBA, Draymond Green. Might not be the case anymore after coming in second in the Defensive Player of the Year voting last year.
Yep, he might not look the part. You know, undersized, but you talk to the scouts and the stat geeks, they'll tell you he's one of the best in the game defensively.
Hill against Curry. The 11-footer. Nice jump shot. Good. Curry's got 5.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Hill left side. It's up a 3. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Allen's shot is off.
Offensively, 1 of 4 to start. They're still trying to find their stroke.
And Thompson kicks to Green. Puts it up. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Green's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the offense, I mean, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
Outside, George. Accurate with a jumper from the elbow.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Curry. Again, Golden State. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. George against Barnes. There's the dish to Hill. From outside, off the mark.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
And George, here we go. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Hill comes in for Lavoy Allen. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Ellis. And it's Lawson in for Hill. He's coming off a 19-point game against Cleveland.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
They get a hand on it. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession.
Man on the fucking balls.
C.J. Miles.
Pacers trail by 3. And here's Lawson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Hill, and it's sent back by Bogut. And here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Warriors ahead. They're up by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stats-wise?
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here. Really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
Now Lawson on the court for Indiana. They've got Hill. Lawson out there with Rodney Stuckey. Then there's C.J. Miles. And it's Turner in at the 5. Rome in the paint. Here's Hill. Right side Hill. Six to shoot. And there's the feed to Miles.
Yeah.
Offensive rebound, Turner. Good D by Thompson. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to Toronto.
And really, I thought what was the difference in that game? Offensive rebounding, or the lack thereof. A lot of one-and-dones in that game.
Yeah, offensive rebounding to me is all about heart. The willingness to get in there and mix it up, do your work early, get to that inside position. And I didn't see any of that fight from them.
Indiana making some changes. Paul George comes in for Solomon Hill. And it's Ellis in for Rodney Stuckey.
And, you know, looking at Andrew Bogut, he's been one of the game's best centers. I mean, obviously injuries have saddled him a little bit over the years, but he's made it through 67 games each of the past 2 seasons.
Well, going back to Bogut, when he's healthy, he's a very difficult matchup for any opponent. One of the great rebounders and defenders certainly in this game now. He also, though, gives you points from the blocks and with timely putbacks.
Yeah, you know, he's become an unsung hero in a sense. Not the flashy guy who entered the league, but more of a very talented lunch pail kind of guy who simply wants to do his part.
Curry gets the bucket.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
.141 left to play in the first half. Warriors leading by 7. Releases. Here's Thompson. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead and in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah, those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
Clark, remember a year ago, Klay Thompson was the subject of trade speculation, possibly, in fact, going to the Timberwolves for Kevin Love.
Yeah, and in the end, the Warriors stood pat, and there was a controversial decision at that point, but I don't think there's any question it was a pretty good move for the Warriors right now.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
And the Warriors, also inking Thompson to that 1-year, $70 million extension. A big show of faith on their part, and it's looking like money well spent.
Checked in for Indiana. .122 left in the first half. On the wing, George. He's covered by Thompson. Good. 6 points for Paul George.
And now Klay Thompson with deeper pockets, but never one to splurge. His father taught him well. I mean, his rookie year, he drove the family hand-me-down. He bought his next car used, so his focus is clearly on the game, not the glitz and glamour.
Pacers trail by 9. Outside Hill. And George, here we go. And a wide open look here for Ellis. That's short off the rim.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
And it's George missing. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Barnes. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And George, here we go. And Steph Curry with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. But as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Pass to Lawson. Back to George. The tray. George missing again. Gets it off. No luck.
Oh, that's good.
And so we wrap up the first half. Warriors lead by 9. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline.
Well,
Coach Vogel, a tough going for your guys so far tonight. What's been the biggest obstacle to pulling off your game plan?
Well, they're just a great defensive team. You know, we're not handling our pressure well enough. We're trying to work it inside. They're fronting, and we got to execute our counters.
Thank you for the time, Coach. Guys, over to you.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. Their biggest lead during the opening period was 5. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
Well, in terms of running a smooth, efficient offense, they've been as good as it gets. The looks they've created have been high percentage. The ball is moving, guys are rotating. That's what got them those good looks, Ernie. And this is the reason they got that nice lead.
Kenny, what did you think about Indiana?
Well, they need to generate more points in the paint. The defense knew all along that they were going to shoot their jump shot every time down the court. There was no diversity in their offense. No one was able to figure out different things that they were doing. Very predictable offense, and I think that was the difference.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
Take a look at what Curry's done. 9 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number's not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for him.
Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. And it's Barnes in at the small forward. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Golden State on D. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Ellis outside. And a miss there on the triple.
First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
Pacers trail by 11. Outside, George. The Warriors pull it in. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game play.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooters.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
Ellis with the screen for Hill. Ellis fires. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Ellis has got his first points in this one.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Curry outside. The shot no good. Hill with some nice D. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's George. No luck. And Golden State will go the other way with it.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Curry with it. He's picked up by Hill. Pulls it from 20. Curry's shot is good. Curry's got the lead up to 14 now for the Warriors.
It really looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Timeout called the Pacers.
And Steph Curry, not just a superstar player, but one of the best contracts in basketball this year and next for under $24 million combined. And you can bet he's due for a major increase in pay when 2017 rolls around.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. That's good.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. Boy, that was a nice job.
And for Stephen Curry, a value contract, but a growing list of endorsements. One of the top-selling jerseys in the league, a signature shoe deal. He's doing all right.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about it. He's got a Bible quotation on his wrist that says, "Love never fails." And that's how he approaches the game, with a true love and faith that his hard work is going to pay off.
And guys, Steph Curry, the rare point guard who's almost as effective playing off the ball as he is on it. And the Warriors have really emphasized that as he's evolved as a player, bringing in a lot of playmakers who can set him up coming off screens.
The shot's good from Lawson.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. He made it look easy that time.
And speaking of Curry playing off the ball in the pass, Clark, we'd see him guarding shooting guards defensively. Some said trying to hide him against lesser offensive players.
Well, I think guarding 2 guards gave him a chance maybe to save some energy for the offensive end. But recently Steve Kerr has had him on point guards more. You want your best players taking the challenge at both ends of the court. How about that cloth soft touch? I mean, just a gentle little teardrop, almost like a falling leaf. A leaf falling down slowly to the ground. Very sweet and colorful, too.
Miles dishes to Lawson. And it's off from three-point range. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Warriors ahead as they end the third quarter on a 14-6 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Warriors leading by 17. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Hill and stuck here, the guard set. Turner is out there with Hill. And it's George in at the small forward position. And the Pacers shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Warriors.
What a tremendous showing from the three-pointer all through this game.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Mahinmi's checked in for Indiana. Ellis comes in for Rodney Stuckey.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
George double teamed. Mahinmi kicks to Ellis. George with no one around. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. And that's now 9 points for Paul George. Warriors leading by 17. It's stolen by Hill. Inside. Nice move. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Monte Ellis has always had a knack for the big shot when things are on the line. He is a guy that is not afraid to step up.
And Kevin, last season, he had a number of big second halves and fourth quarters for the Mavs. Really took over that primary scoring role from Dirk Nowitzki. Stole a lot of games for them last season.
The Pacers making a switch here. Allen's checked in.
Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
It's tipped. Hill passes to Mahinmi. That one a little long.
Yeah, Monte did have a lot of big second halves for the Mavs last season. Seems like at least half a dozen games for them, he would just take over. Started to get looked at as the top go-to guy late.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Warriors.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Shot quality and better overall shooting.
And you can hardly say this win surprised anyone with the season these guys have put together. Win after win all year long. What a record-breaking year this team has put together. A season for the record books.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins.
Greg, if it ain't broke, why fix it? I mean, why change anything? Knowing how well they played in those 2 games, they probably couldn't wait for this one to wrap up the sweep of the season series.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Curry. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. And for Monte, it makes sense to go to him late in games. He's so fast that he can create a shot anytime he wants. And very rarely does he not give you a chance to win with just 1 shot remaining. Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
But they get it back. Another shot. Again, Golden State.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Lawson with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Shot clock at 6. Lawson kicks to Allen. It's stolen by Green. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful jam.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Hill dishes to Miles. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
And really, if this had come just a little earlier, they may have been able to get back into the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. They needed this a lot sooner than they got it.
It's Curry outside. It's good.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game. What'd you think, Shaq?
He was in a groove to getting in that playoff mode already. Perfect timing with the postseason approaching. He had it all going on the whole game.
He accounted for more than half of their points. An amazing output. When there was a bucket they absolutely had to have, he was the guy they went to. Now that's an awful lot for one player, but he did not let them down.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.